Hey everybody, Kid Ankh here. So I wanted to get a couple of things off my chest before we start the episode. First, please do not attack, harm, stalk, or do anything of the sort to anyone that is discussed in this video. Please. I'm asking that because that's not how we behave in this community. As I said in my previous episode, we're better than this. We're better than that. We don't have to do that. Two, a lot of things and a lot of people have been hurt and damaged due to the person in question. Again, this is why I'm covering it. Normally, I do not cover drama on my podcast. It is very rare occasions in which I do. This is one of those rare occasions. This is going to be a really tough talk for a lot of people. And I really do want people to understand that. Please, by all means, please just listen to it all the way through, because I make some really excellent talking points on a lot of it. Pay attention to the little notes that I put in, because when I recorded the episode, there are some things I had a discussion with a couple of people after the episode was filmed that I added in edits. So please pay attention to the little caption points from future Ankh, because it actually brings up some really valid points that I don't bring up in the video. Third. Or was that third? Whatever the fucking number system is. Next thing I want to talk about is there is one thing I did not put a little tab in there for. I state in the video, somewhere in the video, about the word, I said prominent, and the word was proponent. And proponent is a word that means advocate. The person that I'm talking about that is called the proponent for the community is absolutely not a proponent for the community, because no one asked them to advocate for jack shit. And what they're advocating for, no one else agrees with. So I still stand by they are not that word. But I just wanted to confirm that I fucked up the word, so I don't get called out on it later. Thank you for listening to this. Yeah, so I just wanted to actually say this because this episode was rough. I'm not going to lie. It was rough to have to make because I'm talking about another person who does some similar stuff to what I do, and a former friend. However, even if you're a former friend, if you're a piece of shit that does horrible stuff, no. There is no mercy from me. So, like I said before, just by all means, guys, just don't do anything to harm anybody, please. Like, do not do anything. It's not necessary. Do not harass, stalk, harm, threaten. Don't do any of that shit. It's not necessary. And none of that is necessary, and it's never necessary. So yeah, I just wanted to cover this before we hop into the video. So yeah, I'll see you guys in just a bit. Later. The TMZ article reads as follows. There's a new establishment in New Hampshire that gives adults the chance to be a literal baby. But one prominent advocate in this community says they're going about it all wrong. In the small town of Atchison, New Hampshire, home to roughly 7,000 people, has recently welcomed a business called the Diaper Spa, which operates exactly how it sounds. It is a place where adults with this sort of need for a baby-like experience can let it all hang out unjudged. They have a ton of services for sale at this place, including virtual play dates that go for $200 an hour, and an all-day diaper B&B experience that provides a baby pampering for $1,500. I want to pause there. In Florida, there's an event space that actually does the exact same fucking thing. There is no fucking difference. This was a hotel that was actually doing the exact same fucking thing. And then they had a secluded, like 2 secluded rooms that they had created specifically for this. This is why this is stupid. And I hate the talking point that this is. Because this is nonsense. Had she done the research, she would have actually found this out. But she didn't. So, yeah. It's like... But she went and talked to TMZ and made this sound so, like... This is why, if you're going to go to the media, do not go to right-wing media, because they're just going to farm you for outrage. That's all they're going to do. They're going to milk this bitch for all she's worth as far as outrage goes. And then the whole time, she's going to demand that the entire community come to her rescue, and nobody's going to do it. I'm just going to say. As you might imagine, this diaper spa in Atchison has rubbed a lot of folks in the town the wrong way, and some even expressing straight-up outrage and concern over the fact that this place even exists. Not to mention what they say is too close to the proximity of parks and schools. Here's the problem with this, right? Are these people going outside of this fucking spa? Who the fuck cares? So wait, so what are the kids gonna just fly into this place, go, and then they run in through the door and be like, that's not, oh my God. It's like, that would not happen. I don't know what world they live in. Like, this isn't Leave It to Beaver. Like, you don't have the kids all outside playing kick the can and the little rascals running up the street. Go to any area that has kids out that are actually playing. Most of them stay in their own yard. This is why this is a stupid talking point. And all it is made to do is to exacerbate the already, like, easily manipulated crowd that is reading this. So, let's continue, shall we? Funny enough, a major player in the ABDL adult baby diaper lover scene says, these small towns people's indignation might actually be justified. Riley, in what fucking world? What world? You exist in a world that is totalitarian, where there are cameras in your house at all times and everyone is able to broadcast where the fuck you are all the time. Is that what world you live in? This ain't 1984 or 1986. This ain't that fucking book. Fuck, this isn't anywhere near Loup Garou. For those of you that don't know what Loup Garou is, look it up. It's a real, if you like gay novels, Loup Garou is actually really good. It's a manga series that's really fucking interesting. Never thought of myself as a prominent quote unquote, but actually a pretty good word. But that's actually a pretty good word. What the fuck is that? What? You're not prominent in the community. You, like, first off, let's do this again, because that is just, let me just finish reading. We're talking about Riley Kelo, who is a known ABDL prominent and who supports the movement when done correctly. What the fuck is this movement? See, and it's words like that are going to get everyone in trouble. There is no movement. We are, again, a masquerade. There is no movement. And this is why this is so stupid. And the thing is that she is so oblivious to how they worded this. And I'm just like, you are being set up, and it is obvious that they're setting your ass up. You don't see that? Am I the only one? Really? Really? No one else caught the bullshit? In this case, however, she thinks the diaper spa owners screwed the pooch a bit in execution of their vision, even if their heart is in the right place. Now, she says she never thought of herself as a prominent, but it actually is that's actually a pretty good word. No, it's not. You are not a prominent. Prominent means that you are a person that is like a pillar to the community. You absolutely are not that. And especially not after the last 8 months. I don't know where the fuck that idea came from. Okay, continuing. According to Riley, there's a few things that she believes are misguided when it comes to the diaper spa, including where it actually is. Fact is, she tells us that this sort of business should have been set up in a more metropolitan area with more diversity acceptance for this sort of stuff. Oh my God. No. Okay, first off, even if you were to set it up in a metropolitan area, no one would be able to afford that, Riley. The reason why they set it up in a rural town is because the pricing in a rural town is cheaper than it is in a fucking metropolitan city. If it was in a metropolitan city, then you would be paying so she kicks herself in the ass with this. Because here's the biggest problem, right? She states, and I quote, that pricing was one of the problems with this. But if you set it up in a metropolitan city, what do you think happens? The pricing goes up. The pricing that they have right now isn't bad, but she's claiming that it's too expensive now. So dipshit didn't realize that if you put it in a metropolitan city, it would become more fucking expensive. The fuck? Okay, Riley. Let's play your game. Let's play your game. All right. Riley, let's say there is a dungeon space that's being used for kink events, right? This dungeon space is in a metropolitan fucking area, right? Now, there's another event space that's in a rural area, right? The pricing for the metropolitan area for the event is $40. The pricing in a rural area is $15 to $20. Now, why do you think that is? Because drawing in more people, or whenever you have less people, you can at least make a couple of $100, which will then cover the amount of some of the expenses that you, or some of the expenses, or you break even. And you can do it while having very few fucking people. Now, let's talk about another event, right? There is an event in New York City that, get this, and I am serious about this, has a fee of $70 when it was in the metropolitan area. Yeah, it was charging $70 for you to get into the event, right? All right. So once into the event, you had people that you could bring, friends that you meet, event people that you get to talk to, or you can rent a dominatrix. Now, most kink events are 4 hours, right? Some are 5. In New York City, I believe they are technically 6. Technically, I believe, because some of them go until 4 in the morning. So from 9 to 4 is like 6 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure. I think I'm right. Because if it starts at 9, so 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, 7 hours. Never mind. It's 7 hours. So some of these events are 7 hours, right? People are getting home at the crack of fucking dawn, right? Now, let's talk about the rented dominatrix. How much was that? Dominatrix renting was $20 per 10 minutes. Yeah. $20 per 10 minutes. Everyone's like, wow, that sounds pretty good. Until you realize that you are there for at least 4 hours. When I did the math based on how many hours I'm there at the current events that I go to here. But let's actually do the math, shall we? Pull out my trusty calculator. Okay, so an event at this con, not at the con, at this renting at this event is $70. The just to get in the door is $70, right? Now, you have $20 per 10 minutes, right? $20 per 10 minutes with this dominatrix. Alright. So 20 or yeah, it would be 20 times 10. We'll just do times 10, right? Or no, that's wrong. I'm sorry. It's 20 per 10 minutes, right? So if I want 60 minutes, let's say I want to do 60 minutes with this dominatrix. Let's see how long that'll be. So 60 minutes. If it's 10 minutes, so that's 26 times. So that's $120. That's for 1 hour. So we now know that it's $120 if it's $20 for 10 minutes and we want 60 minutes. That's 20 times 60, which is 120. Or yeah, it should be 120 if I'm not mistaken. Wait a minute. No, that's wrong. That can't be right. 12. No, I am right. Yeah, per 60 minutes? Yeah. I don't know why I was putting 60 up there. No, you would say because it's $20 6 times. Yeah. So it's 20 times 6. So that is for 60 minutes, it's $120, right? Okay. So if that's the case and you want to get a real good play, let's say a full 4 hours. So that's times 4. That's $480 plus the $70. So then that's $480 right there. It's $480 for 4 hours with this dominatrix that you would be hiring. Now, times that with the fee that you have to, or plus that with the fee that you pay at the door, which is $70, that's $550 for a one-night event in a metropolitan fucking area. Good shit. Now, let's do the pricing for a kink club, right? In a metropolitan area. Now, most kink clubs have different ways that you could pay for it. In my city, it is $20 for 3 months, $60 for a year. So it's 30 now. $30 for 3 months, $60 for a full year. And then $600 and something odd dollars for you to be able to get the diamond package where you don't have to pay a door fee anytime you come there. You just walk in. which basically pays for itself after a while, because you pay the $600 something, you go to 5 months of events, you are at, like, both on the most expensive days and the cheapest days, and there you go. But only a select few of people can actually get that, right? So let's go on a metropolitan idea without the dominatrixes there. So we're going to go with the average person is not going to be able to get that year. They usually do the 3 months, so they pay $30, right? Then they are going to go in there. We also have to count for expenses. Now, are we talking about people that are Ubering there? Because Ubering also calculates for other shit in that too. Because that will be an extra $20, $40 if you're going both there and back, and not carpooling. Or if there is transit in that city, you could use transit, but most people are going to Uber because of the fact it's faster. Or if they can't leave on time. See, that's the whole thing. If we're talking about New York City, then that actually, like, the travel is cheaper, but the event is more expensive. And then if you're talking about a place like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, then the travel's more expensive and the club is cheaper. Them having it in a metropolitan area does not make it beneficial. And it doesn't make it more diverse. A matter of fact, that is probably the stupidest fucking argument you could have possibly made. Then you state, you say that it was, what was the exact diversity and acceptance for this sort of stuff? Diversity and acceptance. First off, I think that you have missed the fucking point. You have missed the boat, my girl. You have missed the boat. Because did you know that the average amount of people that are in the kink community are conservative? Yeah. A majority of the conservatives outnumber kink. In kink, conservatives outnumber liberals 2-1. I know you think that that's fucking crazy, but it's not. So in most kink events and most kink communities, swingers exist. There are swingers that are just swingers and don't involve in kink, and then there are swingers that are kinksters that do both, right? We're only going to calculate the ones that do both. Now, if we were to calculate the swingers that actually do go in there and they actually do they do go to like kink events and shit, and they are just strictly swingers, that's a whole different story. That would make it worse. If you don't believe me, there is an actual thread about this on ironically of all fucking places, 4chan. 4chan did a poll for this several years ago. 8chan did one as well. And they did this shit back in the day, and it was actually kind of funny, because what happened is that you had a whole bunch of people on there acting like fucking idiots. And then somebody was like, man, it was like, yo, if we could only get rid of all the conservatives in the community. And then someone brought up the fact that you do know that the community is more conservative than it is liberal, right? And then go to a kink event, like where I go, like the nightclub I was going to, yeah, they're very conservative. And you may not realize it. Some of them aren't conservative, but a majority of them are. Yeah. So here's the problem. So you've come to the conclusion that this is somehow bridging the diversity gap? First off, in my humblest opinion, and I'm not trying to be an asshole or play the race card or anything, you don't know enough about diversity to be talking about it. I'm going to be fucking honest with you. Because you don't understand the actual diversity that goes into each fucking culture. Like, for instance, most people, do you know why you don't have diversity of black people in the kink community? Because a majority of black homes and black culture is heavily conservative. They vote liberal, but socially conservative. No joke. There is a lot of bullshit hocus pocus nonsense that goes into that, where people are stuck being bullied by tradition. Where they straight up come up to the conclusion that if you do something slightly different, that's bad luck. You're dishonoring your clan, or you're dishonoring your ancestors, or you're dishonoring your grandfather whose name you have. You know nothing. You know absolutely fucking nothing about diversity or why the fuck this would be an issue. You wouldn't be being more diverse. You're going to end up getting the clientele that doesn't understand you. But you believe that you could just teach that clientele instantly. That doesn't work. That's not how that works. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, you don't, like, you're talking about it, but you don't actually understand the actual topic. You don't understand the assignment. There is a lot that goes into the whole black culture, Puerto Rican culture, Dominican culture, all these different cultures. Like, you could technically break down some of this, actually. And you can actually break down certain cultures into what kink they would actually jump into or what lifestyle they would jump into. There are a lot of blacks and Hispanics that would follow right into the swinger category. And a lot of them would really appreciate that. See, that's the thing that I'm talking about. You don't actually understand what people are into or how they come to these decisions. I don't think that you know enough. I would ask that you educate yourself on the diversity system and how different cultures actually work before you start talking about diversity and acceptance. Because diversity and acceptance are two different fucking things. And they do not work together in co-tandem. Like, they don't. And a lot of times, you'll get the diversity, but you ain't getting the acceptance. Let me be the first one to tell you about that shit. So let's keep going, because here's the thing, and I know some people are like, ooh, that sounded really spicy. Yes, it does. And I'll explain, you know what? Why not give an example of why the fuck acceptance and diversity don't go together? I'll explain. We actually have, at the Kink Club, like, we had people that were coming there that were white, black, Hispanic. We had a lot of people. But blacks were a little bit on the short list than they were on the long list. See, I was one out of maybe 7 blacks, 8 blacks, 12 blacks that were there, which is better than it was 10 years ago, I can tell you that much. But I was one of several blacks that were in the community, right, that attended these parties and attended these kink events. Let me just explain about what happened when a black woman came into the club and she had never been there before, right? Now, again, we're in a metropolitan area, right? You would think that I would be accepted way more in a metropolitan area, right? Wrong. Wrong. Let me tell you what happened. This woman took one look at me, right? She's walking in there with her boyfriend. One look at me and says, "Black people don't dress like that." I'm sorry, what? Black people don't dress like that. We don't get into kinks like that. That's for white people. Riley, you tell me where the fuck the acceptance and out of diversity was there. You tell me. Because there wasn't any. She wasn't the only one. Even at New Year's, at the last party I went to at the club, I was shunned by most of the black people there because I was an AB. Again, I'm in a metropolitan fucking area. And yet that diversity did not help. Nor did it breed acceptance. So your clause is flawed. You do not know enough to be talking about that. You are far too ignorant to the matter. Far too ignorant. Let's keep going. Riley put a little note here. It says, why weren't the surrounding neighborhoods petitioned or surveyed? Why do these businesses keep opening without making sure they can stay open? Is there some benefit to drumming up all this noise? The pot calling the kettle black? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's pause for a second. You know what? Let me finish reading. The business is certainly not open at the moment. Okay. Okay. Let's pause. Honey, did Tykables petition the neighborhood before they opened their store? No. The neighborhood had an issue with them at first until they realized that they never had any issues. And then when that happened, they didn't care. The people just didn't care. The idea that you have to petition a neighborhood for something that's private is fucking stupid. Again, glass house theory. If you believe that your house is glass, bitch, then don't live there. It's like, don't live there. And if you're going to have to take into the account of somebody doing something fucking dumb, then taking that into account. That's all you have to do. It's like, I don't understand the logic you have. Like, it's so stupid. Okay, so let's continue. Oh God, it's so dumb. It's like, you wouldn't have to be petitioned or surveyed. That's so stupid. Because I'm pretty sure that nobody actually does that when they open a dungeon. Maybe they do. I don't know. But the point is, it's like, I think that's what totalitarian government you live in? like what the fuck totalitarian government do you live in? Like, you live in the world of equilibrium or some shit. Let's continue. She says it's no surprise residents in a small rural town are reacting the way that they are, and believes that the owner should have been more mindful. Mindful of what? It's a private establishment. A private establishment. Most people are not going to pay attention to what the fuck it is. Guaranteed. Unless the media fucking gets into it, like you just did. Riley Kilo also slams their price range for their services, calling them fetish prices and way too expensive. Honey. What? That's hotel prices, bitch. Like, those are hotel prices. I don't know what universe you live in that you think that just because something is $2,000 or $1,000 that it's just magically like not the pricing that a hotel would actually have, or a fine spa. It's for the people that can afford it. The same way that there were kink spaces that only regular people that people with money could afford. It's the same way that most people are not able to afford to go to a dungeon, but they would have to save up for it. Right? The average person would not have the money to go to a dungeon. Point blank, period. But you, on the other hand, are pointing out that these are fetish prices. Okay. Are they giving you amenities? They are? Okay. Do they have to clean the rooms? Okay. You have to pay those workers too. How much do you think that a room like this would cost? Because the one that was, let me just explain. The big room that they showed in this on the page was huge. That's bigger than the room that they had at the one in fucking Florida. So if the room is bigger in this one than it is in Florida, don't you think that they should charge more, since it probably costs a little bit more? It takes a lot more time to fucking clean the room. Like, what do you think you are? You at a Motel 6? Like, what the fuck? We'll keep the light on for you. Fucking idiot. It's like, what? Like, no, it makes sense that it would be that expensive. I'm a cosplayer. I go from con to con. You know how much it is to go to Katsucon nowadays? If you get a room in the main hotel, it's $900 with a $200 security deposit that has to be deposited before you even get to the con. You have to give them a $200 to $300 fucking deposit a year in advance, and you still have to pay $900 fucking dollars afterwards, right? The hotels around the event are ranging between $900, that, and mind you, that's prices from like 6 years ago, to $2,000 to $3,000. Now, in current year, Katsu costs $1,600 to have an event, to have a room near the convention center. It was $1,600. That's the minimum. And guess what? You can't even fucking drink anymore as of last year, because some dipshit wanted to keep falling in the fucking ocean. My point that I'm making is that you come to this conclusion that for some reason this is supposed to be cheaper. And under no circumstances can I actually say that this is cheaper. There is no situation in which this would be cheaper. I don't know where the fuck you got that idea from. Like, no, you have to pay the workers. You have to pay for the equipment. You have to be able to make a profit. Your idea is that this spa is just for everyone and they're not going to make any fucking profit. Because, oh, well, they're in a rural area. Just because you're in a rural area doesn't mean you don't have a fucking mortgage on the goddamn place. Let's keep going. First, Atkinson is a rural, as it's surrounded by vineyards and golf courses. Hey, dipshit, you just answered why it would be the perfect place for an event space like that. You just answered the fucking question. But you're the prominent one, right? That is the stupidest fuck. How the fuck did you say that and not realize what the fuck you were saying? Like, how did you come to the realization in your caption and not realize? Okay, let's keep going. First, Atkinson is a rural, and it's surrounded by vineyards, and golf courses. So wouldn't that equal fucking seclusion? I did talk about how the prices make it clear it's more than just a chill, relaxing place, and it's more like an erotic service. No, honey. Because the prices are high does not mean that it's an erotic service. Again, you are coming to the conclusion that it's an erotic service for that reason, and not the fact that they might be counted as a country club. Yeah, like, what? Oh my God. Whatever, let's keep going. And more like an erotic service, which is in most, if not all ways. No, it is not in most, if not all ways. What? Okay. Okay, let's roll that back, shall we? Let's roll that back. Let's go to their website. Because I feel like this is going to blow up in your face. So let's go to the website. We do not need you speaking out for us. We really fucking don't need that. Discovery call. AB Nursery Spa Care. Let's read more about the spa care, shall we? A spa-like nursery experience for a little one inside of you, providing a warm, safe, nurturing environment while you indulge in relaxation and self-care. Where the fuck did you get the erotic services from? If there is erotic service, it's not really being described there. Because it sounds like you're the one that's doing most of the work for you. That you are choosing the outwork work that you would actually do. That's what it sounds like. Introducing virtual playdate experience, personalized care, and interactive sessions from the comfort of your own home. Live telephone call. Oh, okay. Experience personalized in a professional live telephone call is to find soothing voice, comforting presence, and support for the little inside of you. The time is yours to do anything from enjoy bedtime story to hear a lullaby, or talk about things on your little mind. Texting service. Okay. Which is communicate with your doctor in person life. Wait a fucking second. Hold on. Let me see something. So the person is a sexologist, right? The person was a sexologist, and they created a non-sexual space. So you're being disingenuous as fuck right now. I'm looking at this. Appointments. This is in Massachusetts. Or it says it's Massachusetts. I know it's not. It's in like New Haven. Policies. Let's check policies, shall we? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you not read the fucking policies? Huh. I guess you didn't do the research. Even in the policies it says no sexual interaction. Absolutely. There is absolutely no sexual interaction. So you just went on this tirade against this place without actually doing the fucking research once again, and you now have probably damaged this place out, like, and then like made the community look like it didn't want this. What about people that could afford it, like the one in fucking Florida? See, that's what bothers me about like the way that Riley carries this shit on. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like, okay, well, and then she's like, well, it sounds like it's a sexual place. Okay, if it's doing sexual stuff, right? Oh, well, those are sexual prices. No, you have to pay the people that actually fucking work there. The incentive for them to work there is based in the pay. What, you thought you were just going to pay them fucking nursing home fucking prices where motherfuckers are only getting paid $9 a fucking hour? Like, where is the logic in what the fuck you're doing? Like, see, and it's things like this that create the whole idea of the collapse of the masquerade. It's stuff like this. Because in all seriousness, We all know what you did this for. It was for the money. That's what it was. It was for the money and popularity. That's what it was. It absolutely was for the money and the popularity. I don't know why you gave credence to this. It makes no sense. Like, you did no fucking research. Did you even look into the doctor that was actually for this? I haven't. But my point is that did you? If you know that if you know that he or she is a sexologist, right? Then they would understand what they were doing. They basically made a hospital facility. Wasn't that your fucking argument on with the ABU? Was the fact that they weren't a medical company? So you actually have a place that's actually set up almost medically, and you have a problem with them? So then your argument against ABU is also fucking moot and stupid. Because if them not being a medical company doesn't work for you, and this one is actually making itself into almost like a medical facility to help those that actually are trying to relax and to like cater to those that are within the community, then what the fuck was the point of the entire argument? Like, you created a situation for the popularity. That's the only thing I'm seeing, and that's the only thing other people are seeing. But then you're going to cry about how everyone's harassing you because they criticize what you're doing. You're not doing this for the love of the community. You're not doing this because you care about the community. You are not the voice of the community. You are the voice of yourself. And you are pushing your totalitarian view on everybody else. And then when somebody doesn't agree with you, you attack them. You claim that they are something that they're not. You call them a pedo. You call them everything. You literally do the work to try to destroy your fellow members of the community. But in my opinion, this is all projection. It's projection. Because this is stupid. This was not even a good argument for a fucking news article. It wasn't. You talk more about this in the actual article. I'm only reading it off of the blog. But you want to know something? It's the same feel. The added points that you bring are stupid. You gave the right wing the talking point to attack your own. And why? Because you wanted the fucking money. This is just wow. Okay. The reality. The adult baby experience is something people use as a therapeutic way of coping and managing their health. That is... So you're defending AgePlay now? You're defending and creating scapeways for AgePlay. That's what you're doing? Honey, what is this? This is the most disingenuous shit I've ever seen. This is disingenuous as fuck. And you knew it was disingenuous as fuck. That's why you put your little fucking links up there. That's why you did it. The reality, the adult baby experience is something people use as a therapeutic way of coping and managing their health. Oh, all of a sudden she's age-free now. And it shouldn't be shamed or turned into something pervy. How many diaper videos did you do again? It's like, how many diaper sex videos have you put out there over the course of several years? I know your old archive doesn't exist anymore, but it does. And there aren't that many people that would have it, but there are. and they could just easily just show all of this shit and then shut your ass fucking down. So let me get this straight. You are now posing as the religious fundamentalist for ABDL and AgePlay, the Age Re people. You're now working with the fundamentalists, the ones that are just as fucking crazy as the ones that firebombed the church. Oh my god. This is some disingenuous shit. Oh, honey. No. What is this? What is this? You gonna cosplay that shit? You do realize those motherfuckers are gonna nail you to the cross once they find out that you were doing fucking adult baby sex work, right? Or what are you gonna tell them? Oh, I wasn't actually doing that. I realized the fault in my ways. I saw Diaper Jesus. Oh my god. What the fuck is this? This is comical shit. Okay, I actually really like the pervy part of the ABDL experience. So wait a minute. So now it's the opposite. You just said it's turning it into something pervy, but then turn around and say that you like, honey, you claim that I sat on the fucking fence. Bitch, this is worse. You like no. It says I really like the pervy part of the ABDL experience, and as always, I try to express both the kinky and therapeutic side of it. No, the fuck you didn't. Throughout this entire fucking thing, all you did was down the fucking pervy side, the kinky side of it. You didn't explain the kinky side either. You didn't give a fucking explanation. Oh my god, this is fucking stupid. This is so fucking stupid. This is dumb. Like this is like brain matteredly fucking dumb. Like this is wow. We are really claiming this shit, huh? Wait a minute. Hold up. This is Atkins, New Hampshire, right? Where is that building? That's not it. Is it? Is that it? No, this is just New Hampshire. If you look out here, this is the perfect place to actually host something like this. And so then what the fuck are you talking about? Riley, you sold your own out. just know that. You sold out your own. And I'm not going to lie to you. You absolutely sold out your own. And I love the fact that you're like, I have the unedited, the full interview. Yeah, but when you go to the website, that's not what they do. They straight up use your words to make it look bad. And you are a fucking fool for actually believing that they were actually going to be on your side. Yeah, they absolutely just stopped. It doesn't extend. This doesn't go anywhere. It literally stops. Whereas right now, I feel like Diaper Scholar is leaning in the right and wrong direction. Like, they did this interview with you, only used a couple of words, and they made you look like a clown. Like, this is fucking dumb. This is dumb. Like, you were turned into a clown. And you don't realize that they turned you into a clown. And all of this for the popularity and fame. And they already backstabbed you. You are not... This is why this is a problem. This is why this is a problem. I love that you shared the full audio interview. That doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck what audio interview you had. Because it wasn't an audio interview that they showed. The article that's there is just you. And you saying, well, I don't think that they're going in the right direction because of their pricing and whatnot. They didn't talk about you, like... The exact same thing that happened to Binky Princess happened to you. And you are celebrating it. Jesus Christ. This is stupid. This is stupid. Under no circumstances should this community ever think that what you did was right. Because it wasn't. You didn't help anybody. It's just like the same, like if you go back and look at all the appearances you made on television years ago, you did absolutely nothing. You did absolutely the fuck nothing. You did absolutely nothing. All the other people that ever went on television to do all of this shit, all of them got shamed, tarred, and feathered. Because the regular society, the media, is literally run by one particular political side that will always farm you for outrage of their fucking constituents. If you don't understand that, you should not be going on television. This whole thing, you might have damaged a lot of things in the community that you didn't think of. Case in point, what about dungeons that are in different areas? How do you know that people aren't going to start looking for that now? Granted, dungeons don't tell you where the fuck they are. But now you might actually have some of the crazies sneak in there with some of the people that are actually normal. You are an idiot. You are an absolute fucking idiot. There is no reason you should have accepted to do this at all. No one asked you to, and you are not speaking for the community. And you got played to be a clown. Congratulations. So now that we have put the end of the masquerade in fucking play, and now that you're over here trying to market yourself based on that, going, give me money so I can do my research. Yeah, the research that you weren't doing to begin with, like I said before. We're right back to where we started. You are essentially clowning yourself for the community all over again. The same way you did back when you were going on fucking regular talk shows and thought that that was fucking helping. And the first thing they did was rip your ass apart. Like, you weren't celebrated. No. You didn't get celebrated until 10 years in the future. And guess what? You still ain't celebrated. Because most people went back and watched that cringe shit and realized how cringe you were. You did not help this community at all. The whole point is for you to be educational to the community. But instead, you're out here yelling about random fucking abusers with no goddamn evidence. You're screaming that anybody that doesn't like you or agree with your talking points are obviously supporting predators or some dumb shit. You are going out of your way to explain all of this shit and try to claim all this BS. And guess what? You are still not doing the right fucking thing. You are still not doing the right thing. You are out here yelling to the fucking heavens. You want to know what you did within the last couple of years and what the major accomplishments were? Want to know what you did? Let's say that any of the people were abusers that you fucking covered, right? let's say that let's say that some of them were abusers. The way you cover them, you turn them into martyrs. Because you kept attacking them with lackluster evidence, then attacking the people that criticized you for your lackluster evidence. Then you got mad at random people that were saying you didn't have anything, and then you yelled at them. Then you started crying, screaming, saying that they hate trans people because somehow you are the central trans person in the fucking world, and if no one likes you, then they don't like trans. How the fuck... Where the fuck is the logic to that? Where the fuck is the logic? There isn't any. There isn't any. You are just screaming at the goddamn heavens, hoping that someone would believe your horseshit. You took on projects that I refused to cover, and the reason why I didn't cover them is because my investigation found nothing. If I find nothing, I'm not covering it. People can come to me all they want with all the fucking things that they say. I'm still not covering it until I can get actual proof or evidence or some type of thing. Do you know how much stupid shit happens in this community? Do you? Do you realize how many people in this community literally fight each other on the most basic or minuscule level of bullshit? On a daily fucking basis, most people argue in this community about the dumbest thing, about, oh my god, you copied my picture. Why are you tagging them like they're your friends? Oh my god, you're a fucking pedo because you're in the kink community and you're an AB and you're not like us, age-re. You act like that's not a thing that fucking happens. Do you know how on a daily basis how many people do this shit? Like, why the fuck did you think that that wouldn't be the fucking thing that would happen? Explain. That was fucking stupid. Hashing up old fucking drama with people, that was not going to help you. You were allowed back into the community after making a complete and total ass of yourself several years ago. You were welcomed back into the community, treated as a celebrity, you let it go to your head, then you went and you started shitting the bed. And you didn't just shit the bed, you shat on the bed, where you sleep, in the kitchen, on the floor, and all over the floor, then scooted. Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, why would you do all of this? Without even the least bit of fucking, like, understanding of how the fuck this would all turn out. Now, you're in a situation where you have been clowned by TMZ, and you think, personally, that it makes you look good because you have the audio. Who the fuck cares? The only thing they're going to see is this. It's like, it's the dumbest thing ever. And you... What the fuck ever. I don't care. I don't care. It's so fucking stupid. This is dumb. At the best, what the community can actually do is just do nothing. Because she's going to make herself look out like a clown, which is then going to get the alt-right to come after her ass because they need the vegetable farm. And she's doing this during an election year, which, that was fucking dumb. Then, all of a sudden, she's going to start crying about the whole fucking situation blowing up in her face, and then how the community didn't support her, and then things are just going to go to shit from there. I'm going to be honest with you, no. Don't, like, I don't think that anyone should do anything. I think that everyone should just leave this shit alone. Because this is prone to backfire shortly. This is going to backfire hard, too. Oh, my God. Oh, boy. This was stupid. Anyway, yeah. I don't know what else to say to this, because after reading that fucking article, I feel like I have to take a poo. Like, it gave me a stomach ache. It's like, this is, oh god. This is what I mean by petty points and shit. What I said before in my tweet about this whole situation. Like, you made yourself into the villain. Like, in all, in All for One, My Hero Academia level fucking evil villain. Though, similar to his plans, yours is also digitary. It's amazing. It is amazing. The lack of fucking foresight for any of this shit is amazing. Oh boy. Brace for impact, motherfuckers. Brace for impact. Because, whoo-wee, this is gonna be bad. I don't know how the fuck this clown show thought that this was okay. I don't know. And I'm sorry for saying clown show, because I know a lot of people that watch this show are actually clowns. Like, legitimate clowns. I don't mean, like, insulting. But this is, like... Like, I hate to say it, but, like... I don't understand why you can look at a picture of that fucking town and tell why that would be the perfect place to have this place. That's why. And it's not like they are actually going to go out there and start yelling about this. But guess what? I guess we won't have any place that could be used for a convention space now, can we? Or I was like, or any other type of place like that. And let's say if other places see that they have this is going to end up destroying a lot of fucking revenue for some places. Great job. Great job. It was a good way to actually bring in actual money into a place, and now that's out of the question. And then you put a big fat the ABDL community stamp on there. I don't think the rest of the community agrees with you, because they probably all looked at the same shit and realized you're full of shit when you did this. So yeah, this is stupid, and I don't think this is gonna fly. For the rest of the community, like I said, don't do anything, because the last thing you need, because this is a powder keg situation. Like, don't do anything, because if you don't do anything, then it doesn't feed the monster who is seeking fame. Don't do anything, please. Please, I beg the community, please don't do anything. Don't. Because we don't need to make this worse than it is. We don't. We're better than this. I said that in my previous video. We're better than this. And I mean what I said. We are better than this. I would say the same to you, Riley, but you are obviously not better. You are definitely having that Britney Spears level fucking meltdown. And you can put up this icon, this facade that you're not. No, you absolutely are. You absolutely are. This is bad. This was not thought out, and I can tell that you did this because you wanted to get the quick clout. Have fun. Guaranteed the community is not going to forgive you anytime soon for this shit. Anyway, I'm heading out of here. It's late. I gotta go.